Okay, so welcome. My name is Sean Snowday, and this is the data-driven dashboard. In this, what we're going to be going over is right here. It says build a solid foundation of multiple software applications and bring clarity and precision to grow your business overnight. I'm not a copywriter. I just wrote that last night. But the bottom line is, as small business people, we really, when it comes to internet marketing and digital marketing, we have to have clarity on what we're doing, on what's happening. We need to know what's working and what's not working. One of the things that I have is, I guess I should be standing over here. One of the things that I have is a meetup, and it's fail marketing. So you can go to meetup.com/fail marketing. And, what I found in all my marketing efforts, there's multiple failures. Now, I've been following this guy named Craig Jacobson. He's a genius in the marketing world. And one of the things he says is he's going to fail on epic levels in order to find the thing that works, right? So we just fail over and over and over. So a little bit about me. So I started out, over the last 30 years, I've worked with companies such as Danka, Dell Computers, and Gateway 2000, right, in their systems and processes. And in all that time, I pretty much became a marketing expert, or I'd say a data expert. The last company I was with was Microsoft, and I was the regional marketing manager of Southern California for them. So what we're going to go over today, in order to, before you drive traffic to your website, what a lot of people do is they just start driving traffic to their website. They find a company that does Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO or whatever. Now, any company, you could have a website that has nothing on it. It's just the color white. And then you go to someone and say, hey, will you drive traffic to my website? They'll go, sure, $3,000 a month and we'll do it. So they will take your money and you'll get no conversions. And I've seen this happen many times. I've even seen some traffic companies where it's not converting because the copy's not right, or the images aren't right, or they don't have lead capture or any call to action on their website. So we're going to look at a few things here. I'm going to go over them in a second, but we really need to have everything set up. Now, are you familiar with the half-built bridges? Have you ever heard of that term before? Okay, now with the half-built bridge, this is what a lot of us do, and I'm just going to go over this real quick. But the half-built bridge is really like we're going to be right here, okay? And what we do is we build, we start building a website, start building a team, building an e-commerce site. Then we hear about these Facebook ads, these Google ads, all these different things that we need to do. And we find that I should actually probably turn this camera this way because, okay, and we find that in this, in all the things that we're doing, we always end up with, say, the pot of gold that we want to get, okay? And then we end up with a bridge, right? And we're like, oh, I got to do a Facebook ad, or I got to do Google ads, or I got to do a blog, or I have to have some type of thing on iTunes or write a book. And all we're trying to do here is cross the bridge so we can get over there and get everything up and going, okay? So you've seen this little demo before?
No.
Okay, so we found that there's 73 different ways that entrepreneurs try to build their marketing up. And it's gonna be anything from doing a podcast to writing a book to I have to be Amazon #1 bestseller, which is really easy to do. You just write a book on how to be a life coach and you put it in the pots and pans section of Amazon and have your friends buy it, right? Your #1 bestseller in pots and pans section of life coaching, right? So, so all we're trying to say here is imagine having a full pot of gold at the other end of your half-built bridge. And once you get there, it not only overflows, but it doubles. So in order to get that to happen, we really need to have a foundation. And when it comes to stuff with Infusionsoft, and just any type of CRM, we found that before you drive the traffic to your website and start capturing data in your Infusionsoft, you really need to have some type of foundation, and it's going to start with 7 things, okay? So we're going to jump right into this, and it's going to be the 7 technical steps, okay, that I'm going to go over. So last year in about December, I wrote all this stuff up because I was working with a company and their whole website was not even prepared to capture data. It was so, there was so much going on the website. It was almost like walking into an ADD theater, right? Like there was so much going on, like I couldn't even look at it long enough, okay? So here, I'm gonna go over the 7 things, are the naming systems and standardization, the convention, we'll go over the pixels. Now, most people that have a website have their Facebook, Google, Infusionsoft, Hotjar, all kinds of different pixels installed. Are you familiar with the pixels?
No.
Okay, so you know what retargeting is. When someone comes to your website and then if you go to Amazon, you look at a pair of shoes, and next thing you know, everywhere you go, those pair of shoes are following you. Well, that's what the pixel is. So there's different pixels. I'm going to have these videos. You can have all of them, by the way. So it's how to create a Facebook pixel, how to create an Infusionsoft pixel, how to capture the data. Because I'm going to show you some stuff here with Infusionsoft where we're going to automate custom fields. And what they told me is you can't automate custom fields in Infusionsoft. And I said, well, actually you can. And so that's what this is all about. This is, how do I get a custom field in Infusionsoft? How do I get it to trigger something? And why would I want to do that, okay? So once we get past the pixels and installing all those, and I'm going to go over that very lightly. I'm going to go over that, but the main thing right here is the urchin tracking module. Now, the urchin tracking module is when have you ever gone to a website and it'll say like Microsoft.com and then it will have all this stuff afterwards, like a ampersand, equal sign, and all these numbers and everything? Well, that's the UTM. And I'm going to show you now that there's a woman I'm going to talk about later on, and she's a big marketer. There's a guy named Jeff Walker, and he does what's called the product launch formula. And I actually coached all of his people. And the thing is, with his friend Callan Rush, she did a naming convention that I really liked. And then they started doing all this other stuff. So I think she hires some of the top marketers in the world to do this. So first of all, I'm going to go over the naming systems and standardization. Do you have any type of system for filing or for your company? And so you have an e-commerce site, right? So
yes, but not really.
Okay.
That's not our main business.
What's your main business?
Sales.
Sales.
Service sales.
Okay. So with that service sales, you have an admin? So if you could say something to your admin can find it immediately, right?
Exactly.
So that's going to be the naming system in there. So the whole point of having a system standard,
we can make it better.
yeah, and that's what this is. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit here. Is the whole point of the naming system standardization is to focus on more important issues other than the naming standard. So people are always thinking, well, what should we name this? Or what should we put this? What room should this go in? Right? And if you just have that standard as your foundation before you move forward in business, it's like having a file cabinet. I'm going to go over that in a minute. But if you have that standard now, then you don't ever have to do it again. Okay? And then what it's going to do is reduce the effort needed to read and understand. So in other words, you're going to be able to bring on a new hire and say something and they'll know exactly what's going on. The reason this is important in digital marketing is because everything that we do is digital marketing, and I say this all the time, everything we do as digital marketers is so the next person knows what we did, okay? I know, listen, I was representing Microsoft. I did tech support for DOS. I worked for Packard Bell, which is Bell Telephone. Okay, I'm an old guy. But the thing is that I know a lot of people that write code, and they're always saying, oh, that person doesn't write code as well as I do. Well, as digital marketers, I see that too. We'll go in an Infusionsoft campaign and go, this person had no idea what they were doing, right? And so the goal is to have a certain type of standard way of doing this so the next person can understand what you did and have clarity. So that's the whole point of this. It's kind of like the Dewey Decimal System. So in the, when you go to the library, if they were to put in a new book and do everything in alphabetical order, you wouldn't be able to find anything, right? Because there's all these different types of books. So if you do everything in alphabetical order, it doesn't work. The Dewey Decimal System is saying, look, there's the drama section, there's fiction, there's nonfiction, there's art, there's religion, there's spirituality. So there's all these different types of systems that we can work with. And this brings us down to here. Now there's a reason that I'm going through all this, because we're going to get into the UTMs, and once I get into that, you'll really understand when you drive traffic to your website, why it's so important to do your Facebook ads, your Google ads, or even send out emails from Infusionsoft using UTMs. And I'm going to break this all down in a minute. So it's kind of like having a file cabinet, and in your file cabinet you have folders, and in those folders you have little pieces of paper. So when you say to your admin, go get me my tax report from 2015, they know exactly where to go. They know it's in this file cabinet, in this drawer, in this green folder, in this manila folder, and here it is, okay? So now we're gonna get really complicated. We're gonna look at a UTM, okay? Have you ever seen these before? Okay, are you familiar with what this does?
I'm a developer.
Okay, so you know UTMs inside and out.
Yeah, I don't know if I know how to use them as well as I want, but I do understand this, yes.
Okay, so if we look at this is from Digital Marketer, from Ryan Dice, and if you look, the yellow is the link, so that's your website, and then we have the source. So if you look at this one, you can see that the source, that this one is being used not in driving traffic from a Facebook ad or from a Google ad, but you can see it's from driving traffic from his Infusionsoft broadcast. So what he did is he put something in an email behind an image, and he's actually using a UTM in an email. So right here you can see it says house list, and you could say the medium is email. You can see the content is for his data certification. So what he has is he has these different certs that you can, I'm certified with Digital Marketer, but whatever. You can see that he was blasting out to his list of people that he wants them to get certified, and this was in 2016. So this was certification 1 of 1, or January 1st, 2016. So he actually put a date on that. If you sell traffic, and I'll just give you a little hint, what I do, because we sell traffic, is I actually put the date at the end of the UTM. So when I'm building this, what I'm showing right here, this foundation for a company, I tell them, okay, now you got to buy traffic within the next 30 days, or this link's not going to work, because I put a date there. It's shenanigans, whatever. Okay, so then this is how Google says that their UTMs go, okay? So here, they're saying their source is Facebook. Their medium it says paid social, right? So I'm going to put PPC, or you could put CPC or SEO, whatever type. And then your content, buy now, and then the campaign is summer fun. So there's going to be a few different ways of building this. And I'm going to break this all down, and then we're going to build one ourselves, okay? But I'm not going to give you the answers to it. Okay, so you have the source, medium, name, term, and content. So I'm going to break these all down to the nuclear level of the UTM. So the first one is the source, and the source is everyone's going to do this differently, but the way they're saying this in Google and in Facebook is to identify the search engine. So if you have Mama or Ask Jeeves or Bing, all those ones that I know everyone uses, right? Ask Jeeves was really cool, man. They had Yahoo, and then Ask Jeeves, and then Google came out and just killed everybody. But here, the example for this UTM underscore source, this is going to be the string. It's going to be Google. So now we know what the source is. And I'm going to actually go live into my Infusionsoft. I'm going to go live on the internet, and I'm going to show you how I capture data and put it in my Infusionsoft in a custom field using a UTM. Okay, so you're going to be able to go, oh, if I'm driving traffic, I need to know if this person clicked, what is really going on. All right.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of a
pretty exciting because I know exactly how I can use it.
Exactly, and so that's the whole point of this class. Is the thing is that the way that we think, and someone told me they could argue till the horses come home or cows come home with me about, I said it's a God-given gift on how we think. And someone said, well, you know, Sean, it's practice, practice, practice. And I'm a musician, okay? I jam with other people, and I got a piano in 6 months. I was playing, people thought it was the radio. Okay, it's a God-given talent. It's nothing that I did. I think the way we think, the way that you just thought, is you know, I'm not saying God is like, you know.
Yeah, so you're right. I'm just. It's one of your giftings.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'll say this to other people, and they'll just look away like, yeah, and then I say something like, and you're like, oh, I know exactly how I'm going to use this, and that's why I really wanted to bring this to everybody. The second thing is the medium. So with the medium, it's PPC, CPC. So here's some ways that you can use the medium. You could say the medium is like an image, okay? So you could actually say it's a Facebook ad, a Facebook lead ad. You could say it's a Google image or a Google video. So in the UTM itself, we know what that image is. So just by looking at it, we're gonna know, is it a video? Is it social? Is it in an email? Is it on Google, or is it in Facebook, okay? The next thing is the campaign. The great thing about the campaigns is if you're running a spring sale, and I just say the holidays, you know, Black Friday, or a summer sale, or Christmas sale, or you know, Mother's Day.
It doesn't even have to be that, but it has, this is a limited time offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Limited time offer. And then you could actually do stuff to where you could do redirects. So where they go back, it redirects and says, hey, you missed it. We were actually just talking about this using third-party software packages for order forms. So if you say, if you don't buy by this time, it's going to redirect and go over here. We had a great conversation last night about this, and we were trying to do it in Infusionsoft, but it all came back to, oh, you could do it third-party way, or you could like write all these scripts on the back end, right? Like someone said, write a cron job. Yeah. Someone else said, write a script and put it in the order form with Java. Someone else said, oh, buy this third-party stuff and it works great. But we could get it to work just in Infusionsoft. But that's a good deal, is to have that urgency on it, okay? With the campaign name examples, again, you could say it's a book, you could say it's on Amazon. So were you directing them to buy an Amazon book, a video, an ebook? I put a date at the end of all of those. And then this one, the campaign term. So again, in the string, it's going to say UTM underscore term.
So that's different than UTM underscore campaign. Right.
So they're all going to be different. So again, if we look at this, we have these. I know it says campaign. It's confusing.
That's okay. No, I get it.
But
it's just more specific.
Yeah.
Identifier.
And this will all show up in your Google Analytics. Okay, and then Google actually has some other stuff going on that I want to go into, but the reason you want to use these terms is so Google Analytics will pick it up correctly. And then the last one is content. So the content can be a logo link or a text link, or you could do split testing with it. Some of these are mandatory and some of them aren't. Okay. So right here,
Mandatory would be source for sure.
yeah, yep, yeah.
Do we have a,
We can go back. So I have them in red.
so the only ones right now that are,
There's 3. There's the UTM sources required.
okay,
Did I not highlight it?
medium is required?
They should be.
I've only seen the one.
There's 3 of them that are required.
Okay.
And I could show that. I literally, it took me 6 hours to
No
make this
worries.
last night.
Yeah, no
I was up till midnight. And so then here with this different type of content examples is you could have your campaign. Now this campaign could be a Google campaign, it could be a Facebook campaign, it could be a Infusionsoft campaign where you have a group right here. Your group could be a Facebook group. It could be a membership like Memberium group. You know, it could be at that level of the group. It could be a headline, something that is on the ad itself, you know. So there's all these ways that you can write various UTMs, and this will all come together. When I show you the ad, yeah. Oh, here's the sources required. You know what? I think I got these kind of.
That's okay.
So the campaign source it's to identify Facebook ads as your source of traffic. So, in other words, I put FB for Facebook. You could put,
Convention.
yeah, you could put yeah, exactly. And your naming convention again. When you bring people in to start doing this, they're just going to go willy-nilly on it.
Yeah.
I finally got to use that in a sentence, and I mean they just I hired my guy. I have a Google certified engineer in India, and he's like, Sean, why are you doing all this? I'm like, there's a specific reason I'm doing it, because I'm trying to automate Infusionsoft using this. And he goes, well, you could just do all this. And I go, but I can't automate Infusionsoft. He's like, well, why don't you do this? And I'm like, because I can't see. And so the thing is, what I was told by Craig is I'm the quarterback. So we're the quarterback. So what we're doing is we're just telling people, look, you're the tight end, you do this. You don't need to know what's going to happen with the ball when it gets to the goal. I know the goal. You just run that way. And you over here, you do this. You defend me. So what I was trying to do is get my Google guy and my Facebook guy and my website, my WordPress guys to all understand the ultimate goal. That's where I failed. But when I said, look, just do what I say, you're getting paid, then everyone kind of, okay, so then the medium, here's where all the requireds are. I think I moved them on accident.
That's right.
So it's the source is required, the medium is required, and then the campaign is required. Now, one thing that I said in the previous ones, you see how I have an underscore right here? I put a plus sign right there, but what I find is when you do a plus sign, then it does that little hashing thing where it puts percent signs in there.
Oh, it's an unidentifiable character.
And I hate those.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Only a few that are identifiable.
Right. So that was the plus sign that, and then and so with the term, the cool thing with the term, see how I put a plus sign in there? That's how they did it over at Digital Marketer. So then when I started testing it, I started getting all those unidentifiables, and I said, well, I don't like that. And it could be with the plugin, with the WordPress plugin that I'm using. I'm going to go over that in a little bit. Okay. And then the content is the logo or the link. I don't know why I have this twice. So I'll show you. This is my website, Automation Rehab. So you can see that my source is Facebook. I'm doing a PPC. My campaign is Black Friday. The term is F35, so that's female 35. So I'm targeting females that are 35. What if a bunch of males start buying this that are like 50? I'm like, whoa. I threw out this ad of a lady golfing in a little pink hat, and I thought women would like that. And all I'm getting is these old guys buying my stuff, right? So I'll be able to go, oh, this particular ad right here is not behaving the way I wanted it to.
Or it speaks to.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. So it's all testing, testing, testing. And then the content, of course, is the video. So we're going to look at, so now we're going to simplify all this. Okay, so now you're going to write your own ad. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a Facebook ad. This is Casey Graham of the Rocket Company. And look what it says. It says, he used Infusionsoft to triple his number of vacation days. He's an entrepreneur. So that year, he was actually able to take 3 days off that year. And there's my little joke.
Because he tripled it.
So do you see the campaign source? So what is the campaign source?
Facebook.
So this is a Facebook ad. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can see that we're going to put Facebook in there. And then Facebook has pay-per-click, right? I mean, they don't really do SEO, right? So I made that PPC. Okay? And so what the way I wrote it is this is for Icon 2018. Okay. So this right here, we're trying to get people to go to Icon with this ad. Okay? So the link behind this ad is a Icon 2018. So you see my campaign name?
Yeah, it's the campaign Icon 2018.
Exactly. And then the term. Mm-hmm. So the term, now here's the deal. I'm blasting this out. Maybe I uploaded my list of all of my partners. So let's say I'm an Infusionsoft employee. I'm not, I'm wearing a hat.
That's okay.
But say like I'm an Infusionsoft employee and I take my list of all partners and I upload it. All of the partners. Okay? Now some partners are partners, but some are elite, right? Some are the 7, 8 digit, 9 digit partners. So that being said, this ad is going to the partners elite. Now, in Infusionsoft, and I turned this over in my head last night, but since you think the way you do, and I'm going to show you later when I go live on how you can do this, but when I upload this into Facebook, when people click on this and come over to the site and opt in, I want the elite members to get one thing and I want the partners to get something else. Okay, now I know that if I'm running this ad and let's say I blast it out to my list, I know that they're coming back in and I can tag them because I know they're coming back in the same email. If I'm running a Facebook ad, they're most likely going to log in with that same email, right? So I can use tags for that. But I'm going to show you how I'm using this right here to segment and automate a custom field. Okay? And then the last thing is I can see in the content, it's this guy drinking a cup of coffee. So I say in the content, I say his name and coffee, so I know which ad it is. Okay. This is Daniel. So in here, now I'm going to make the UTM, right? So what we did is we went over the whole UTM. We went over the source, medium, name, term, and content. We understood different various ways of naming these, how we could use these. And so then the UTM, I could just, have you ever made one before? So you know, you could just go in here and this tells you required, 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 and these aren't. Okay, so this is for people that never used this before. So you can go in the UTM builder, type in Infusionsoft Facebook, PPC, Icon 2018, Partners Elite, Casey Graham Coffee, and then it comes out with the UTM, right? Mm-hmm. So then now I know when I blast that out or when I use that behind an image, I know what's going to happen because I have this naming convention, because I have this foundation, because I told my marketing people, hey, when you do this, this is the standard you go by. Like right here, I typed out Facebook for the source, but you might want see, Facebook doesn't say whether it was a Facebook ad. If it's a Facebook lead ad, it's going to be different, right? They're not really going to go by UTMs because they just go straight to a page. But there's going to be times when if you just put Google, it's not going to make sense, right? So was it Google paid or was it just Google SEO?
FB underscore or Google underscore paid, Google underscore PPC,
Right.
or whatever.
Right. And so then so with that naming convention, when you get that naming convention and give it to your marketing managers, then you're going to know just by looking at a link, I know exactly what this does. So and I'm going to go into some stuff later on where I have no idea what it is. And then what I did is I put a little date right there. I put my birthday. So you get,
that's your birthday.
Yeah.
Is that the date you would launch it or send it out?
No, I just wanted you guys to buy me something on my birthday. But the reason I put a date there is because now you know this is when I ran the ad, right? So maybe that was on a Wednesday, but maybe some of the ads are doing better on a Saturday. You know, I talk with some people, and they say, when's the best time to send out an email? Or when's the best time to put out a Facebook ad?
Saturday morning,
At what time?
6.
Is that the best time?
Well, it depends on when you want to reach your audience, or is it?
Right. So what if you're like a divorce coach? If you're a divorce coach and you're helping people through a divorce, well, people going through a divorce are usually up at 3 in the morning, or that are thinking of a divorce, are up at 3 in the morning trying to figure out how to stay married, right? Or how to get a divorce. So then you want to put that out there in the morning. So it's really no specific time, but this will help us know what's going on that particular day. Having a date is always very helpful. So when we look at this, now when you look at this, a funnel, do you see when you get your UTM, so you're going to send traffic, they're going to click on the link here, it's going to land here, and that's going to direct things over here. So I just stole this off of the internet, obviously, but the whole point is just to get an idea of what exactly is happening when someone logs in. Like, how is that UTM going to be useful for you? Like, that's what we really want to try to start thinking is, how am I going to use these in a powerful way to where it's going to help me in my business? Now, a lot of us know Jeremy. If you go to his website, this is his actual website. And he has a thing called URL params. And that's a WordPress plugin. And I'm using that. And do you have a WordPress website?
I have a section of my sites that are WordPress.
Okay, so this is what I'm using to track the UTMs, and it's URL params, and you could check all the parameters in there, and that's a whole other animal to itself. So if you do you have something like this when it comes to like everything you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what a real marketing.
What do you use that for? What do you use that
This is an actual campaign that's worked for a doctor.
What did you build it in?
This is built with Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels
Okay.
and WordPress. But it's really,
But I mean, in terms of just that graphic.
oh, this was built in the Microsoft.
That one, the Microsoft.
Yeah, I have it on the computer. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
I don't use it. But actually, the client built all this out, and it's just saying, you know, because I love Boolean logic. When I first started, I got my degree in computer electronics, and when I first saw Boolean logic, and that's all Infusionsoft is, it's like if this, then that.
Yep.
And then if I don't do this, then don't do that, or if I don't do this, then do that, or this or that. So I love that. So that's all this is we're just saying, hey, when this happens, then do these things over here. And so when we have a 3-page funnel, this is a really simple one. This was me, so this is like grow your business. And then over here with me, you could set an appointment with me, and this would like take you to a webinar afterwards. I know it doesn't make sense, but we're just saying page 1, 2, and 3, okay? And that brings us to the Google Tag Manager. Now I'm running, this is called Data-Driven Dashboard, and I'll let you have all the videos to this. Okay. And I mean, look, I spent 6 hours writing this PowerPoint. You can only imagine like how to make a Facebook pixel, how to make this is your Google Analytics. This is all in Tag Manager. This is your Hotjar pixel. And what I'm going to talk about Hotjar in a minute. Are we almost over? And then this is your Infusionsoft pixel. So the whole point of having these in Tag Manager is rather than having to put all these in your different various pages, you're going to put it in one place, and then so when you put Tag Manager over here in your website, whatever you do over here, when someone comes to your website, it's going to read over here and pull the data over there.
Nice.
All right?
And that's that WordPress plugin?
No. This is just Tag Manager,
Okay.
which Google gives you, but it's just one pixel.
Google, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's one pixel that you put in your website. And so every time I update stuff over here, it updates it in your website.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so the coolest thing about all this is that I don't have to go in to my website multiple times and go, oh, now I got a new software. Now I got a new pixel. Let's add that in. Like I went from Hotjar to True Conversions. Now I got to go into all my web pages. All I do is I update it in Tag Manager and it just propagates throughout my whole marketing infrastructure.
That's perfect.
And I'm going to give you the videos on how to do this. Now this is Kellen Rush. I really like her, and what I like about her is that this book, I'm not promoting it, but this book tells you how to do everything that she teaches. And you download it for free. And then people pay her like $2,500. I'm like, you can give me $2,500 to read a book to you, but she actually holds your hand through the whole thing. But I've done this, and I've also Jeff Walker's thing. Jeff Walker in 2015 made a video.
Who's Jeff Walker?
He does the product launch formula. And literally, he put out a free video in 2014. Is video number 2, I remember, because I watched it, and I knew how to do his whole program. In that one video, he told you how to do it. He quit doing this now. He learned, don't do that. Because people like me that are technical will go, wow, you just gave away you just told me how to do everything. She's saying the same thing, but she's not expecting people like me that know Infusionsoft, ClickFunnels, lead pages, and have the marketing mind, okay?
We gotta get together and figure out. I gotta see that Jeff Walker video.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can show you that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So here's her website. So she has a thing called Lucrative Luminary, but one of the things here is when you click on this, what I'm going to show you is this. This is the old one. All right. It's my brother. He always calls it the right time. Now this was before UTMs, but the point that I want. How much time do I have here? Do we only have till 12?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we only have till 12?
You have till 1.
Oh, we have till 1?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay. So are you all right with that?
I could go till 12:30.
Yeah, just a few more minutes. So the whole thing with this, what I want you to get from this was 2015. This is pre-UTMs, okay?
But they were kind of doing the same thing.
Well, she had this killer naming system, and I really liked it. So the way Jeff Walker, I don't have a whiteboard in here, but I just want you to, have you ever been to a website where it says, here's video 1 and video 2 and 3 are coming soon?
Yes.
That's Jeff Walker's it's called sideways copy. And what it is rather than having a long, remember long copy in like 2008 and 2009, and they still do it, and it still works a lot. But now video came out. Video wasn't as, the internet, we just couldn't stream video like that back then. But anyhow, you had long copy. So what Jeff Walker did was sideways copy, where you have a page here with a video. Then when you opt in, it says, here's these 4 videos. You get this one next week, you get this one next week, you get this one, then the 4th one, you buy my stuff, right? And you're gonna get it at a discount because the price is gonna triple in 2 weeks or whatever, right? So what I liked about this is video 1, right? So when you opt into video 1, the thank you page is WTWTY, okay? So the name of this is Wealth Through Workshops. It's now called Lucrative Luminary, but what I want you to see is the name of her book is Wealth Through Workshops. This is version 3. So I know that looking at this page, at that thank you page, I know that they're getting that book. So as a marketer, I can just look and know what's going on in my marketing. A lot of people don't do this. They're just like ty.html. I'm like, yeah, I get it, ty.html, but how many different products do you have? Well, you put the name of the book right there, okay? So remember, this is video 1. She has 3 videos. It's create, impact, income, and inspiration. Then on her second video, you can see it's the event filling blueprint, okay? So what's her thank you page there? Event filling blueprint - thank you page, okay? And I just made all these notes down here because, you know, should I have, this is really what I was doing here was competitive research. So if she's having the videos autoplay, then I'm like, okay, she's hired the best people in the world to do this. And if they're having it autoplay, they've already tested it. And so I'm gonna say, oh, on my page too, I'm just gonna have the video start. If they opted in, I don't want to have them to click on the audio. I just want it to start going, because once they opted in, I don't want them going away, or, you know, who knows? Their little baby's gonna cry and they're gonna walk away. Well, I want the video going, so they run back, grab the kid and come back in and watch the video, right? And then I also put the length of the video. So when you're doing this, I always feel like, who's gonna watch a 40-minute video? I'm making an hour-and-a-half video right now. And people will probably watch this. I always trip out when people watch my videos, and then I'll say something at the very end. Like, I'll give you an example. I burnt my pancakes the other day, and I said, I'm gonna burn my pancakes. And all these comments were, I go post on whether you think I burnt my pancakes or not. And people were posting. So I knew they watched the videos, see what I'm saying? But so then on the third one, now here's something really interesting here. This is the Wealth Through Workshops. Now here's something that I want you to notice when it comes to the naming convention. This is where they drop the ball. It says TTT thank you page. Well, this is the Tantalize title handout, and this is the transformation-based marketing template, okay? So what's happening on this third video is they're giving away 2 different books. One is Tantalizing Title, it's the handout, and the other one is the transformation template. So these 3 T's are probably both of these books together, okay? And you're a programmer, so one of the things I noticed is they had this right here. So that tells me that marketer probably downloaded the book off of the site back onto their local server, and it's like, oh, it's already there, so I'm just gonna append 1 here. That doesn't say version 1 or version 5. I can tell that that was a computer generated one, but now I have a problem because I don't know if there's mistakes in here or not. So me as an entrepreneur, if I'm smart enough, I'm gonna go, hey man, I don't know which version that is. Like, what's going on here? Are you sending out my information with the mistakes in it? Because I know I write a
live version, or is it the downloaded version?
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And also, it could be a version that I don't want out there. There might be stuff in there that like misspellings or makes me look bad, or maybe I said something, because I'm always saying something that I shouldn't be saying. I'm typing stuff that I shouldn't be typing, and I learned don't do that because it stays in there, right? So this was something that I found that even as good as we are as marketers, we're still gonna have mistakes out there, okay? We're almost done here. So with the heat maps, are you using heat maps on your website?
Not so much, no.
Do you think you should?
I'm starting to think so.
So with the heat map, we can actually see, so this is a website, we could see right here, free consultation has been clicked on more than your success blueprint. Now you can see all these are probably people coming to this website on a tablet and they're touching with their fingers, but you could see they're clicking here and they're clicking here, okay? They're doing some of the things here, they're getting read my book more than they're doing these other things. So if I really want them clicking on this more than this, then I have to take a look at what's my copy say, what's my call to action, what's my positioning, what's the image, how can I convert better? With a heat map, I can actually see what's going on. So I can see if people are going, like on this one right here, this is a Hotjar example. One of the things that I'm going to show you in the videos I'm going to give you is how to get the Hotjar pixel in Tag Manager. So when you put Tag Manager in your website, if you want to go from Hotjar to true conversions, you don't have to go to your website. You just go here and change it. Okay, so that's all explained there. But right here, I could see, look, they're clicking up here. See where it's red? More than down here.
Oh.
So what does that say up there?
Sign in.
It's log in. So a bunch of people are logging in, and some people are requesting free early access. And so then they could say, well, what is the call to action here? So if you're doing a split test, you want to see which one of these is darker than the other, right? And you're going to go, oh, wow, because one might be getting, I mean, I don't want to go into it because you already know how to do all that, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is, are they scrolling down below the fold? So up here, it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. But how would, down here, you might have your call to action down here or even lower. And if you have your call to action and people aren't scrolling, then you don't have powerful enough copy because it's all in the copy. I mean, if people are saying content is king, right? Then you might want to look at that. Also an image. So Craig one time did a thing and it had not a very attractive looking guy on it, on the web page. And so he took the picture off. He's like, he's not attractive. So he took the picture off and he got less conversions. So he put the less attractive guy back up there and it started converting better. And just people they resonated. They're like, hey, it's a normal guy like me. And so people started opting in. So what we really want it to do is we want it to look like this, all right? We're almost done here.
No worries. I'm just getting comfortable.
So what would be nice is if everybody was just scrolling through, going through, reading our stuff and downloading our stuff. Then let's say this is page 2. Well, that's not good. People opt in, but then they don't take any action over here. So we can really have this at a point of, hey, they might be taking all this action on one, and then how deep does your funnel go? Is your funnel 9 pages long? Because I have, on mine is like, download the book, the book's been sent, click here to join the group. The next one is, it's a video of me talking for like half an hour, and I'm like teaching you something, and then it's like, join my webinar, and then you join the webinar, and then after you join the webinar, it goes, hey, why don't you set an appointment with me for $100? And then if you set an appointment with me for $100, after you pay the $100, then it goes to this other thing saying, I don't know what it does after that. I just did it the other day. Okay, but anyhow, I mean, I just made the last page, but it does something. So my point is, you can use these heat maps in every step of your funnel and seeing, hey, well, if I'm converting here, if they're not doing this, why are they not doing it? So I'm going to show you that, how I got that live on mine. The last few things are to do lead sourcing. You do lead sourcing?
I just learned.
Okay, so lead sourcing is great. It's just knowing where the leads are from, but it's basically this, I love is it the matrix? Do you want to take the red pill or do you want to take the blue pill? And what does he say? Why did I take the blue pill, right? The guy was all confused. So if we're targeting a 35-year-old single female that has 2.5 kids and owns her home, right? Well, if which one, if she's has a red pill, we need to be able to differentiate. Using the UTMs, we'll know with this. I mean, there's a lot of other things we'll be able to do.
And we add those UTMs into the lead source of the, when we're building our Infusionsoft page, or that one lead source in Infusionsoft, that's where we put our lead source in for those campaigns.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually do a live thing to where I automate it, and I'm gonna show you. I'm going to make one called 123 at Infusionsoft.com and ABC at Infusionsoft.com. They're going to both opt into the same web form, but with different UTMs. Okay. And I'm going to segment them.
Nice.
All right? You guys better like this stuff. All right. Okay, so then here, again, with the UTM, All of these have different UTMs behind them. They click on it, they come in here, they opt in there, right? But since there's different UTMs and there's one web form, then I can go over here and have the data. I'm going to show you that
We're going
live.
to pass it through into the web form.
Yeah, with custom fields.
Okay.
And then we have the lead score. Okay, so this is the typical lead score that you get from Infusionsoft when you buy it brand new. Are you using lead scoring?
I just learned.
Oh, wow, it's so cool. And I like this back when the CRM I was using before this. So I could actually say, if you're doing this, 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 and then I can automate in the background. If they do all 5 things that I want them to do, boom, you get it at half price. I don't know,
That's
whatever.
awesome.
Okay, so then this is probably going to be one of the last things here. This is the last thing. So with the lead scoring, again, it's like, who do you want to talk to? Do you want to talk to the person that's hot or the person that's not?
That's not.
And I can actually automate all these steps to say, hey, if you're this person, I'm going to talk to you this way. But if you're this person, I'm going to talk to you that way. Especially when it comes to making a phone call or sending me a text or letting me know, hey, this person's taken all these steps. Because if you've downloaded my book, watched my video 100%, right? I had a thing that I wrote that it's if someone watches a video 25%, I keep sending them emails. Watch the whole thing, you know. And if they don't watch it all, then I just send them long-term nurture.
What's your video? What do you use for your video?
I use Wistia and then plus this.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know who this is. Hello, this is Sean.
Oh, yeah, sure. This is Bill Lincoln at Angel Place. They're no longer in business.
Oh, okay.
A year ago.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
Okay. Bye-bye. That was, someone was telling me they're no longer in business.
Oh.
But, and I apologize for answering that, but he was just going to call, people call and call and call, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, so then that's all this. So then now we're going to go live. Now here's the live thing. So let's go ahead and pull this over here so people can see it, right? And if they can't, that's okay. What I'm going to do, and whoa, dude. I wonder if he just called me on purpose again.
Probably not.
Okay. So in here, I'm going to go into my Infusionsoft. Let me get this microphone right like this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go into Infusionsoft.
Okay.
Close all this stuff. Oh, you know what I need to do? So oh man, I thought that I made 2 of them. Oh, here it is, Infusionsoft. So these are 2 different UTMs, right? So I have a website called Automation Rehab. So let's go ahead and log into Infusionsoft. This thing's about to get turned off. I got a boo. He booed me.
What do you mean he booed you?
It says boo. It might be someone else. It might have been someone else called. I got a big old boo. Okay, so in here.
Hilarious.
So let me go in here into this account. Where is it? All right. I named them all weird. Okay. So I have this website called Automation Rehab. So let's go here. So this is my website. And what we do is we work with wellness centers, sober livings, detox, and treatment centers. and we help them fill their, get full using Infusionsoft. So I wrote this book, you know, me and my team and all this stuff, right? So what happens here is I have these different, like, here's setting an appointment. Oh, I was going to show you one thing just offline real quick.
What do you like for your appointment setter?
I use Appointment Core.
Do you like it?
Yeah. So what I did here with my Appointment Core is I put over here.
Would you say, is it expensive? Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah.
Because there's so many out there.
Well, there's one called Calendly, which is like $8 a month or $12 a month. But then you got to do, you got to run Zapier to integrate it. And then there's one called Schedule Once. And then there's Appointment Core. So those are the three that I know of. But a lot of people like Calendly because it's like $8 a month. And I always suggest to people, don't spend a lot of money unless you have to.
I have some free ones.
Like what?
You can book me. I mean, there's
Oh yeah, but do they integrate with Infusionsoft?
with Google Calendar, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but so what I'll show you right here. Like here I can actually go here, and this is what Appointment Core looks like when I click here. But rather than sending them here,
Yeah.
I send them here. So when I can build some value, congratulations.
Because they're on your website.
Yeah, and this is some of the stuff we're going to go through.
Yeah.
So I want them to like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. Well, I better sign up with Sean because he's the cat's meow, right? So then when they sign up with me here, this is for a free consultation. When I say save, I'm still working on this because I just did this yesterday. But once it books the appointment, this is so fast. I can't believe how fast this is. Okay, it goes to...
launches into a whole boatload of stuff.
It's supposed to take me to another page. And I don't know why it didn't. But anyhow, of course live, of course everything works beautifully yesterday. And then today, let me just try it one more time. But I'm going to go into the Infusionsoft. I'm going to show you how these UTMs work. Okay. So when I log in here, see how it goes here? Then it says, so what they just sent an appointment with me. Now I'm saying, hey, get your sober living under control, join the workshop. So when they go here, this is a video telling them about the workshop. It's 10 minutes long. And while they're watching the video, they'll go, screw it. Then they're going to, oh, this is today at 12.
Hey, is this question? Is that all done through the booking
No.
back end, or this is your Infusionsoft?
Yeah, this is,
Gotcha.
no, this is lead pages. So it goes out of that into my lead pages. But I have this, I have the lead pages in the background.
Gotcha.
But this is off these websites. So then here, this will go into Webinar Jam. So then once they log in here, now they're here.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to look. So that's, I was just going offline for a second there. But in here, we're going to go to Automation Rehab. We're going to use these UTMs. So first of all, I wrote this campaign, and I think it's called, well, that's Ninja or something, right? So Ninja stuff right here. So you'll notice there's no contacts in here. Okay, so when I go in here, it should say 0, 0, and
Yeah.
0. Okay, so there's nothing in here. Now what I'm going to do is there's one web form, and in this web form, I have a hidden field, which is UTM book, and then I'm asking for the first name and last name. Okay, so over here, let's go ahead and use a UTM. So we're going to pull these UTMs up. So this one, I have two books. One is called Sober Living Marketing Mistakes, and this one is Sober Living Marketing Secrets Unleashed. So I just made this initials, right? And this one I actually spelt out the whole name of the book.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to copy this UTM, okay? And when I click up here, oh, by the way, if we were to break it down, this was a Facebook ad, right? It was a pay-per-click. This was an August sale, and it was a book, and the content was a man falling. I always say a man falling down the stairs with an umbrella, because I think that would work, right? And I'm trying to get them to buy my book, and so this is a custom field called UTM_book, and sober living mistakes. So I'm going to use this UTM. So say like I click on the Facebook ad, and I go here. Now I'm going to end up at this one web form that I showed you. This is that Infusionsoft web form.
Right.
Now I'm in WordPress, so I'm going to put my name as ABC, right? So my name's ABC, and my my email is abc@infusionsoft.com. So I'm gonna click on submit.
Okay.
So that just went into Infusionsoft, right? So that just went into this campaign right here.
Okay.
So when I go back in here, there it is right there. So when I click in here, remember it was common sober living marketing mistakes?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm supposed to do this in Firefox.
You don't have to.
It won't work in Chrome. It's a bug.
Really?
Yeah. The little Smurfs don't work. So,
Oh, the pop-ups don't.
yeah,
But that's all right.
they're supposed to have fixed that. What? Oh, you know what? It might be that.
It's you have to enable pop-ups or something.
We're almost done. We only got one more thing to do.
No worries.
So you'll see that with that, okay, over here, live account. I worked so hard last night, and it's like the very last thing I had one misspelling, and it just took like an extra half hour for me to figure it out. Okay, so right here, when I go in here, I went ABC, and now I don't know if I pulled it out of there yet. So there it is right there. So this is ABC. When I click on this, come on, open up. All right, now when I go here, and I look at my queued files, there's ABC, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go to the exact same web page, right? So over here, I'm using a different UTM. Now you see how it says Ninja Stuff right here?
Yeah.
And that says Ninja Stuff right here? So it's the exact same page. The only thing that's different,
Is your tab, your UTM,
the only thing that's different is this part right
is
here.
spelled out. Is not spelled out.
So that says SLM-SU, and this says Sober Living. So yeah, so these are totally different, two totally different.
Right.
And so when I post this, and I go, and I'm going to show you how I did this, and then hopefully it will make you. So here I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and this should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 at Infusionsoft. Okay, so I submit this, and when I go back into the campaign, you'll see that I have two different, and this all comes back to the naming convention. So when I come over here, now you'll see that I have two leads, right? So this is the 1, 2, 3, Sober Living Marketing Secrets Unleashed.
So basically, they filled out the form. The tag made it choose which direction to go. The tag is what
Yeah. So in
that decision diamond.
this decision, yeah, the UTM.
And then
so what?
this is completely unknown because it was from the email ad or however they were directed to that page.
Right. It was from the UTM. So whatever ad I used, you could see in here, I'm saying
totally
the
get it.
contacts custom fields, the UTM book, that's a custom field, contains SLMSU, and this one contains that.
This is perfect.
So since the UTM, I can now, so now that I got them over here, I can just start kicking them off
This
and
is awesome.
automating them.
This is exactly, this is awesome.
I wish everybody was here to see this. And the thing is I can start putting them in other different campaigns, right? And I can also go, like, so this guy right here, oh shoot, I went to the wrong thing. This guy right here, when I go in and check out this particular ad, contact, okay, so there's a faster way of doing this, but
That's okay.
so when I go to this particular, so this is 1, 2, 3, right? This was the second one. ABC logged in first. Now I go to the custom fields, and I could see down here.
In there.
Look, I could see what book they downloaded. So if I went into the other contact, this would say a different book. But it's the custom field, right?
I need to get you, we need to talk about driving me traffic and me paying you some
We'll
money
check
to
this.
drive traffic.
Well, check this out. Also, I have this right here. So say like I wrote one thing, I wrote one book. I'm a New York Times bestseller. I could say book,
You wrote a New York
video.
Times bestseller?
No, I'm saying if I did.
Oh, okay.
I could say I have a book. It's the same book. Let's say it's called The Secret. I have the book. I also have the video. I also have the audio. I also have You Can Become a Member. These are all different UTMs.
Yeah. Nice.